The muted brown and gray stone of the walls of the cave systems glisten as your torchlight reflects from the dampness that clings to them. In narrow passages, stalagmites work to trip you, as overhead, stalactites work to knock you unconscious, should you not be paying close enough attention. Upon entering the caverns through a fissure in the rock on the slopes some time ago, you've delved for what feels like ages. You and your party were sent into the depths of the mountain by a local lord to procure a unique species of lichen, said to only grow in the twisting caverns of the mountain, in order to produce a cure for his sickly daughter. Beasts that lurk in shadowed corners and ambush predators of the deep have struck time and again. You've all survived, but you grow weary as the air begins to get harder to breathe and your ration supply is beginning to grow short. The oil for your torches is about empty. Perhaps only a few hours left before the darkness of these halls consumes you. Turning a bend in the narrow spaces, you see what looks like glowing orange light being produced from a man-made, carved entryway that branches off from a straightaway in the naturally forming cave tunnels. Firelight, at last! Some semblance of salvation for you and your tired party. Though you must wonder, who would carve out a path from a wall in a place such as this? The aching of your muscles and heaviness of your eyes prevents you from thinking too much on it as you and your group trudge forth with renewed vigor, as any semblance of civilization would be a welcome sight. The carved semicircular arch hallway is smooth, unlike the lumpy, rocky walls that naturally occur in these caverns, and is adorned with its own torches. At the end of the 20 or so foot hallway lies shifting, dancing blue light. The sound of low conversational murmurs echoing from rock walls bear a distinct gutturalness. As you breach the entryway, you are met with a large space within the cavern, the blue light flittering from spaces beyond. Stalactites hang from the ceiling, while the floor has been ground as smooth as possible. Standing at a hastily thrown together bar top, with liquor bottles and small casks lining shelves carved from a recess in the stone, is a skeleton, adorned in a dirty white shirt and a leather apron. The skeleton, wiping a glass with a rag, lifts its head to look at you and your party. Its hollow sockets hold within a pair of bright blue lights, acting as pupils. The murmuring patrons, all monsterfolk, stop and turn slowly to look at you all, adorned in their own patchwork armor and weapons. After a few moments, the jaw of the skeleton unhinges slightly, and from it, you hear a hissing, raspy voice speak in your direction.
Welcome to Dusty Dave's Inn and Tavern. I am the proprietor, Dave.
As Dave speaks his name, he lingers upon it.
You lot look like you've been down here for a while. Why don't you come in for some food and drink?
Hesitantly and silently, you all shuffle in and take seats at a table, while other patrons glare in your direction before turning back to their conversations.
Here you go. A mug of mushroom ale for each of you on the house.
Dave sets a tray of frothing, dark brown ale with an earthy scent on the table. With a quiet thank you, you all take small sips of your drink, which tastes exactly how you would have expected mushroom ale to taste.
I can see that you are hesitant in your being here. You need not worry. This is neutral ground. Though I must say, I haven't seen another human in quite some time. All of my patrons for the last 70 years have all been goblin folk, minotaur, illithid, and the like.
You all look around to see a variety of monsters, having food and drink. You question the skeleton on what he means by another human. Dave lets out a raspy laugh.
I may not look it anymore, but I was once human myself. An adventurer, actually. Just like you all.
Dave pulls a chair and sits in it backwards.
Many moons ago, I was sent down here by a lord in search of a lichen that supposedly can cure many ailments. I was sent down here so that he may cure his ailing daughter.
You feel the color of your face go pale, and a pit drop in your stomach, as you ask him how long ago that was.
Hard to say, what with the lack of sunlight and all, but I'd reckon at least a century.
Your heartbeat quickens in anxiety, and you feel a bead of sweat form and trickle down your forehead. You explain to Dave that that is the exact quest that you and your party are on.
How very fascinating, if not a grim sign of some maleficent force playing cruel tricks on folk. What did this lord look like, if you don't mind my asking?
You describe the Lord, their name, and their supposed rank and job in as much detail as you can remember.
Yes, that does sound like the one.
Dave begins to stare off in contemplation.
All those years ago, my party and I were sent here for that fabled lichen. They all perished from the attacks from uncivilized beasts that dwell down here. And myself, I was digested by a gelatinous cube. My bones were spit back out, and due to a pendant that was gifted to me by a wizard, I was resurrected.
He pulls out a silver chain from under his shirt worn around his neck, at the end of which was a circular, simple, yet elegant blood ruby.
After my demise and resurrection, I could not bear to find my way out of this place. Who in their right mind would not fear a living skeleton?
He gestures to himself.
So here I remain. In my solitude, I carved out a little inn and tavern of my own. After some of the more civilized folk of the depths discovered me, my spot became quite popular.
You ask Dave if he would want to leave with you, and confront the supposed lord with him in tow, at the very least to find some semblance of closure.
Nay, I have found that I feel rather at home down here now. Be that as it may, I wouldn't want anyone to befall the same fate as I and my compatriots. I shall summon Drasken, the Minotaur. He shall be able to lead you all out of this place. Also, you may have this.
Dave removes the pendant from his neck and places it in your hands.
The magic was used up upon my resurrection, though it should still fetch a pretty copper to the right buyer. You can use it to fund more of your adventures. For now, you all could use some rest and may stay the night for free. Draskin will be ready in the next several hours to guide you from here.
Dave begins to return to his post behind the bar, but turns half back towards your direction.
Oh, and if you would, I have a favor to ask you.
You agree and ask for the terms.
When you arrive back in town, please look for the grave of Sorella Stoutmane, and please leave a bouquet of roses for me.
An air of sadness washes over Dave.
An apology for never coming back to her.